So what can you design? This will be a 15-minute round. I haven't set the timer yet. But things that we're going to think through are how to navigate through our screens. We're going to create onboarding screens. What that layout is. Nishita talked about negative space or white space. Space is probably one of the things I repeat a lot. And the calls to action. So we'll practice. You guys did note what onboarding screens were good or what ones were missing, maybe the clear call to action. And then if we can get to forms, that would be awesome too, because then we could practice our forms best practices. So that's our assignment. And don't worry, we're going to do it together. I'm going to jump over to Figma here. Okay. So last we left off, just want to see if you guys were able to get to this screen here, which just has a blank. It just looks like a gray box there. Yes. Okay, great. And so let me then back out of here. I'm going to walk you through here a little. Let's go. But first, let me go over to Miro and just keep track of our stages here. So a little reminder, we finished very quickly, which is, you know, just given the time today that we have. We finished the learn phase. We did a little bit of defining with our persona in our problem statement. We are now assuming that we've sketched out some ideas and done user testing and then sketched again and done user testing. So we're gonna jump over to the next step, which would be after we feel really comfortable with our direction from our sketching. And you don't have to be an artist to sketch out, by the way, just convey the idea. And so we're gonna go ahead and create these wireframes, or as many as we can. And so now we're in the design phase. So just to orient us where we are in our framework. All right, let's go here. I'm gonna open up this. Yeah. Okay, so, oh, I'm in there twice. Okay, I'm gonna explain what is a wireframe, but let me get a raise of hands or some sort of thumbs up. Who knows what a wireframe is? Okay, little bit. So okay, we have a couple thumbs up here. So what you're seeing here is a black and white representation of what the final look would be, without any colors, and really just focusing on the layout and the flow. So, and the flow is, I mean, like, what happens when I click on let's go? What happens, you know, here when I select one of the options? So those are the idea. How big should these areas be? And really getting through, working through all those, I always say the gory details. Analogy, and Mead's right. I love to tell stories. I love using analogies. The one that I used with you guys earlier is that this is like our blueprint for a building. So before the building gets built, you guys have seen the architects walking around with the scrolls, like the plans all scrolled up under their arms. Is anyone, you know what I'm talking about? They're called architects. So coincidentally, he's in real estate. Or somebody, yeah, Austin said he's in real estate. So I bet you see a lot of those scrolls. If you ever go to the City of Miami office, you'll see a lot of people with those too, because they're trying to get permits. And so all of that stuff takes planning. And this is our version of that. We wouldn't, so I heard a saying, a quote from one of the former TAs of web dev, coincidentally. And he said, I saw this quote on Twitter and I thought of you, and it said, the sooner you start coding, the longer it's gonna take. Wait, what? That sounds, wait. So, but the reason why is because, like, think about it. the sooner you start building without planning it, the longer it's going to take, and the more chances are that that thing's probably going to fall apart, right? No permits, we're not using the right thing, the doors on the roof, all that would be bad. So we want to plan it out. And we used to be called information architects because of that. So that was, we have an identity crisis in our job titles, but that was one at the time. All right, so they're always black and white. People always ask in user testing, like, is this going to be in black and white? And it's like, no. So you do want to always set that up and just make sure people understand what a wireframe is. Okay, so let's just take a look here at this program. Up on the top, we have like this black bar at the top that has this is called the hamburger menu. It's the 3 lines. And it's called, it's a UI element called the hamburger menu. And you've probably seen them all over the place. That will have any of your traditional create new files. So if you weren't able to find that blank gray screen, you would go to the hamburger file new. And then other items will be in there as well. Here we have the pointer. So that how we can move things around. The next item, which looks like a hashtag kind of called a frame, that is our canvas, so, or our artboard. And in Sketch, they call it a canvas. Here, they call it a frame. And that's the one that we're going to start with. But let me keep going here just to give us a little orientation. Now, shapes. Very limited amount of shapes here. So again, like I was saying before lunch, they're really good at minimizing the amount of options because the more options you have, it becomes like overwhelming analysis paralysis, I call it. So we use lots of, all of this was created with shapes and text. The vector tool or the pen tool is something we can also use. And the text tool, which is just us being able to put text in. The hand will allow you to move around the art, all the space, your art board. No, because the artboard is this individual thing, but your space. And then the commenting here is great for if you're in collaboration. Now moving into the center, if you click on that title, it probably says Untitled in yours right now. If you click into it, double click, you can actually change that file. So I would definitely rename your file to your, your file name. Okay, and then all the way going, it looks like these are the collaborators in this file, and that would be a benefit to using Figma over Sketch. Share is how I'm going to go ahead and share my artboards or my workspace for collaboration, for commenting. And then the play button here is how I could present my prototype through my screens. Look at how cool is that? It puts it in the device for you and everything.